I'm back with the Rosé champagne, and next one is a very special one. It's Moet Chandon Grand Vintage Rosé 2003, and of course 2003 was a very special vintage. I think the experts are debating about it, whether it was a good or not good vintage. However, I really do like this one. It's a nice result for the vintage, which was a really warm and dry summer and early harvest with a high level of maturity. What I think is distinctive for the Rosé champagnes coming from the house of Moet Chandon, it is that they are always dominated by Pinot Noir, both in terms of the assemblage. This one is 30% Pinot Meunier, 48 Pinot Noir, of which 19% are still wines, and then supplemented by 22% of Chardonnay. It's not really about those exact figures. It's not really interesting. However, I think aromatically it's much more Pinot Noir. It's much more almost like a red Burgundy in terms of aromas, and this one is showing notes of raspberry, of red cherry, of some red grapefruit. And it's a quite exuberant on the palate. It's rich, round, ripe and creamy, with plenty of red berry flavors, some hints of grapefruit there on the finish, with and despite this being quite a warm vintage, it doesn't have the acidity of a cooler vintage, but it does have a good notion of freshness on the finish, and it really lasts on the palate for a while. A really fun champagne I like to pair with food. I think as usual, good champagne should be drunk with food, and this one I'd be happy to pair it with fish such as tuna or salmon, and this has a rich structure, so it can really cope with quite intense flavors if you have pan-fried or grilled fish, or and even quite spicy food. I'd love to have this with gambas with red chili or curry and these things. Anyhow, a very good result for the vintage Grand Vintage 2003 from Moet Chandon.